turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and stay with me until the very end of this story, because every second reveals something darker, and the last minutes hide the most terrifying truth. Chapter 1, The Last Drive. My name is Claire, and the night I almost died started with a fight. My 12-year-old daughter Lily sat beside me in the passenger seat, her arms folded tight across her chest, staring out the window as the fading daylight slipped behind the trees. The sky was heavy with dark storm clouds, and the two-lane highway ahead of us sliced through an endless wall of forest. "You didn't have to come get me," Lily said. "I could have stayed at Dad's." "I said I would drive you home," I answered, trying to keep my voice even. "We're not talking about this again. You're always late. You always forget. You always..." "I came, didn't I?" My fingers tightened on the steering wheel. "I'm here now." She didn't answer. We rode in silence, the windshield wipers squeaking back and forth as the first drops of rain tapped the glass. The radio didn't work. My phone battery was almost dead. The gas gauge hovered just above empty. The perfect night to be stuck in the middle of nowhere, I thought. The trees grew thicker, pressing closer to the road. There were no other cars, no houses, no gas stations. Just the narrow beam of my headlights slicing through the growing darkness and the endless stretch of blacktop ahead. I glanced at Lily. She had earbuds in, but I knew she wasn't listening to anything. She just didn't want to talk to me. Not after all the broken promises. Not after all the nights I came home late, smelling like cheap soap from some fast food bathroom, pretending everything was fine. "You know," I said, "once we get home, we can watch something. Order pizza. Just us." She shrugged. "Sure. If we make it home." The way she said it made a cold ripple pass through me. The rain turned harder. Thunder grumbled in the distance. I clicked on the high beams. That is when I saw it. Something lay in the middle of the road ahead. A dark, twisted shape, motionless on the wet asphalt. I hit the brakes. The car skidded a little before stopping about 15 feet away. "What is it?" Lily asked, pulling out one earbud. "I don't know. Maybe a deer." The thing on the road was long and low, like a large dog or a small deer. But the body looked strange, like it had been torn or crushed in the wrong places. It didn't move. I put the car in park. "Don't get out," Lily said quickly. "Mom, just drive around it." The road was too narrow, the shoulders too soft and muddy. If I tried to go around, we might get stuck. "I'll be quick," I said. "Lock the doors when I get out. Do not open them for anyone but me." "Mom." "Lily. Look at me." She did. For a moment I saw the little girl she used to be, before everything became so hard between us. "I promise," I told her. "I'll be right back." I stepped out into the rain. Chapter 2, Something in the Trees. Cold water soaked through my shoes as soon as I stepped onto the road. The air smelled like wet dirt and something else, something sour and metallic that made the back of my throat sting. The shape on the asphalt was about the size of a large dog, but as I got closer, I realized it was not a dog. The fur was patchy, the limbs bent at wrong angles, bones sticking out in white splinters. Its mouth hung open, teeth shattered, tongue black. It looked like something had hit it very hard. But there were no tire marks. I crouched near it, my heart banging in my chest. Flies already buzzed around the wounds even though the rain beat down on them. The animal's eyes were cloudy and wide. "Poor thing," I whispered. I looked back at the car. Lily's pale face hovered behind the glass. She had locked the doors, just like I told her. A crack of thunder boomed overhead. I stood and scanned the woods. The trees on both sides of the road were tall and crowded, their wet leaves shining in the stray beams of my headlights. Beyond the first few rows, everything was just black. Something was wrong. I didn't hear crickets. I didn't hear frogs. I didn't hear birds. There was only the rain and the faint hiss of my engine. Then, from deep inside the forest, I heard it. Not an animal sound. Not a branch breaking or a bird taking flight. Breathing. Slow, heavy breathing. Wet, gurgling, like air trying to push through thick mud. I froze. The breathing grew louder. Not close enough to see, but close enough to feel the weight of it pressing on my skin. "Mom." Lily's voice was muffled but sharp behind the windshield. "Mom, come back." I didn't need to be told twice. I turned and hurried back to the car, wiping rain from my eyes. I grabbed the door handle. The headlights flickered. In that split second of dim light, I saw something in the tree lean, maybe 30 feet away. Tall. Wrongly shaped. A black mass hunched between the trunks, lower than the branches but higher than a man. It didn't move like it was standing or walking. It was just there, as if it had grown out of the darkness itself. The lights flared back to full strength, and the thing was gone. I yanked the door open and jumped inside. "What was it? What did you see?" Lily asked, her voice shaking. "Nothing," I said too quickly. "Just a dead animal. We're fine." As I put the car in drive, something hit us from behind. The entire vehicle jolted, metal groaning. Lily screamed. I slammed my foot on the brake and twisted around. The rear window was smeared with something dark. Rain washed thin lines of it down the glass. Blood. "Mom," Lily whispered. "What's out there?" Before I could answer, the engine died. The lights went out. We were inside a black box in the middle of an endless dark road, with something breathing in the trees behind us. I turned the key again. Nothing. No click, no cough, no sound at all. Like the car had been ripped out of the world. Chapter 3, Locked In. Panic crawled up my spine. I tried the key again. And again. The car stayed dead. "Call someone," Lily said. "Call Dad. Call 911. "My phone's almost dead," I muttered, digging it out of my pocket. The screen lit up weakly. No signal. Of course. I held my phone up, leaned it toward the windshield, toward the side window, trying to catch a bar of reception from nowhere. Nothing appeared. The little icon stayed empty. The rain drummed harder on the roof. Each drop was a nail tapping on a coffin. "I don't like this," Lily whispered. "It feels wrong. It feels watched." She was right. That was the word. Watched. I could not see out well. Without the headlights, the forest was just a moving wall of black. Every time lightning flashed, the trees jumped forward for a split second, then vanished again. "Okay," I said, forcing my voice to be calm. "We stay inside. We wait for another car to pass. Someone will stop. What if no one comes?" I didn't answer that. Minutes slid by. Maybe 5, maybe 10. Time stretched. I kept turning the key, hoping for a miracle. Nothing. Then came the scratching. At first it was faint, like something dragging against the metal of the car. A soft scrape on the back bumper. Then along the side panel. Lily grabbed my arm. "Mom, what is that?" I didn't know. I didn't want to know. The scratching moved to Lily's door. A slow, deliberate drag, as if claws were testing the surface. She leaned away from the window, pressing herself against me. "Don't look," I whispered. "Don't look outside. Just keep your eyes on me." Lightning flashed. For a split second, the interior of the car lit up like a photograph. And in that flash, I saw a shape outside Lily's window. Not a face. Not really. Just a wide mouth pressed to the glass, full of too many teeth, like sharp, broken stones jammed into black gums. The skin around it was rough and slick, more like wet bark than flesh. No eyes. Only pits. Then darkness again. Lily screamed, a raw, animal sound that tore through the tiny space of the car. "It's not real!" I shouted, but I had seen it too. "It can't get in. The doors are locked." As if answering me, something hit the roof. The car shook. Metal crumpled above us, a deep dent forming with a loud, shuddering crack. The weight on top of us was heavy, alive. We heard it move, scraping along the roof, claws clicking like knives on metal. "Get down!" I pushed Lily down onto the floor between the seats and threw myself over her, my body shaking. The claws moved toward the windshield. A deep, slow breath rolled above us, so close I felt it as a vibration in my teeth. We both held our breath. The thing stopped moving. 5 long seconds passed. 10. Then, from farther down the road, we heard a sound I never thought I would be so grateful for. An engine. Headlights appeared, 2 distant stars glowing brighter as a car approached from the opposite direction. The weight vanished from our roof. We heard something leap off, hit the pavement with a wet thud, and scramble into the trees. The approaching car slowed when it saw us, hazard lights flashing on. "Thank God," I breathed. "Stay here. Don't move." "I'm not staying alone." Lily grabbed my sleeve. "You'll be safer in here," I said. "I'll wave them over, get help, and be right back. Keep the doors locked." I pulled away before she could argue. I stepped out into the rain again, into the red flash of the stranger's hazard lights. A man in a yellow raincoat got out, squinting through the downpour. "You all right?" he called. "Breakdown?" "Car died," I shouted back. "Something hit us. I think there was an animal in the road." He glanced around. "Bad night to be stuck out here. I've got a tow strap in the trunk. I'll pull you to the next town." He moved toward his trunk. I opened my mouth to call Lily, to tell her it was going to be okay. Then I saw it again. Just beyond the man, at the edge of the trees, something tall and black slid between the trunks. It was closer than before. Much closer. My voice stuck in my throat. He opened his trunk. Light from the trunk lamp spilled onto the wet road. The thing moved. It did not run the way an animal runs. It unfolded, like a shadow climbing out of another shadow. Long limbs, longer than a man's. A body so black it seemed to swallow the weak light. "Behind you!" I screamed. He turned, but too slow. The monster hit him with a sound like a car crashing into a wall. His body disappeared beneath it, swallowed by dark mass and teeth. His scream lasted only a second before it cut off. Blood sprayed the inside of his open trunk, then washed away in the rain. I stood there, shaking, as the creature lifted its head. Its mouth opened, strings of dark saliva hanging between jagged teeth. It turned toward me. Chapter 4, The Choice. I ran. I didn't think. I just moved, slipping on the wet pavement, scrambling back to our car as fast as my legs would go. Behind me I heard the monster slam its limbs against the ground, the sound of wet flesh and claws digging into the earth. It was fast. Much faster than me. Open the door. I screamed as I reached the car. The lock clicked up just as I grabbed the handle. I threw myself inside and slammed the door shut as something hit the side of the car with bone-shaking force. The door dented inward, metal screeching. Lily was sobbing, her hands over her ears. "What is that? What is that?" "It's going to try to get in," I said, my voice breaking. "But we are not going to let it." The creature scraped along my door, claws gouging deep lines into the paint. It circled the car, bumping it, rocking it, testing the glass with slow, heavy taps. "Why is it doing this?" Lily gasped. "Because we are trapped," I thought. "Because it knows we cannot go anywhere. Because it is playing." Lightning flashed again. In that flash, the monster stood right in front of the windshield. Now I saw more of it. Its skin was rough and wet, almost like it was made of tree bark soaked in oil. Its limbs were long and uneven, some joints bending the wrong way. Its head was wide and low, with that same terrible mouth taking up most of its face. Above the mouth were two deep pits where eyes should be, but they were dark, empty. Yet somehow, I knew it could see us. It pressed its jaws against the glass, teeth grinding. The windshield vibrated, tiny cracks spiderwebbing out from the impact. "We're going to die," Lily whispered. "Mom, we're going to die here." "No," I said. "No. I am not letting that happen. Not tonight." For years, I had failed her. Missed her recitals. Forgot her school meetings. Chose work, distractions, anything to avoid looking directly at the broken pieces of our life. But here, in this spinning nightmare, one thing became colder and clearer than the rain. I would not fail her again. "Listen to me," I said, grabbing her shoulders. "I am getting you out of here. Do you understand?" "How?" she cried. "We can't drive. We can't run faster than that thing." I looked at the stranger's car down the road. Its trunk still hung open. The hazard lights still flashed, sending weak orange pulses across the wet pavement. "Another car means a radio," I said. "Maybe signal. Maybe keys in the ignition. That's our chance. You can't go back out there." "I have to," I said. "I'll draw it away. When you see it chase me, you get into that car. Lock the doors. If it starts, you drive. If it doesn't, you use the horn. Someone will hear. And you?" Her voice broke on the last word. I didn't answer right away. The monster slammed its body against the front of our car, making the hood crumple. The windshield cracked further, lines splitting across the glass like lightning strikes. "And you?" Lily repeated, her eyes wide and wet. I pressed my forehead to hers. "If I can, I'll come back. If I can't, you leave. Do you hear me? You do not wait for me. I won't go without you." You will, I said. Because you are stronger than you think. Stronger than me. You always have been. The roof creaked under another impact. One of the side mirrors snapped off and flew into the dark. We were running out of time. I love you, I said, the words catching, tasting like regret and hope at the same time. I know I didn't show it right. But I do. I always have. She grabbed my hand and squeezed it so tight it hurt. Don't go. I have to. I took a deep breath. Then I unlocked my door. Chapter 5, The Monster in the Dark. The second I cracked the door open, the monster reacted. Its head snapped toward the sound. Its teeth scraped down the windshield, leaving long white grooves in the glass. Thick saliva smeared the cracks. I shoved the door open hard, slamming it into the creature's nearest limb. It let out a deep, horrible roar, like metal being torn in half. Hey! I screamed, stepping out into the rain. You want something? Come get me. I grabbed the roadside flashlight from the floor by my seat, the one I kept for emergencies. My hand shook as I clicked it on and shined the beam straight into the creature's pits where eyes should be. It recoiled, not like a normal animal from light, but like something offended by being seen. I ran. I didn't look back. I just sprinted toward the stranger's car, my shoes slipping on the slick road, my lungs burning. Behind me, heavy limbs hit the ground again and again. The sound chased me, closer with every second. Come on, I gasped. Come on, you ugly thing. Follow me. I reached the man's car and dove for the driver's side door. Locked. Damn it. I yanked on the handle again and again. It didn't budge. The monster shrieked behind me, a sound that made my bones ache. I spun around, flashlight shaking in my hand. It was almost on me. I pointed the beam right at its face again. This time, as the light hit it, I didn't just see dark bark-like skin. I saw something else, something moving just beneath the surface. Shapes. Faces. For a split second, I thought I saw the man's wide, terrified eyes, his mouth open in a silent scream, stretched across the monster's shoulder like a dying reflection in dirty glass. Then the image was gone, swallowed again by the black. The light was making it hesitate. Not much, but enough. I swung the beam back and forth, shouting, trying to keep its attention on me and away from our car. Lily! I screamed over my shoulder. Now! Go! The creature lunged. I dove sideways, hitting the wet ground hard. Pain exploded in my hip. The monster's jaws snapped shut where my torso had been a second earlier, teeth grinding together with a horrible crunch. It turned toward me, mouth stretching, dark strings of saliva swinging. Over here. Lily's voice rang out, thin but fierce. Both the monster and I turned. She was out of the car. She stood by the passenger side of the dead man's car, her small hand reaching through the broken window. In the chaos, I hadn't seen the shattered glass. The window must have cracked during the attack. In her hand, she held keys. I got them from his pocket, she yelled. When you ran, it came closer to you. I ran to him. She jumped into the driver's seat and slammed the door. The monster shrieked and pivoted, torn between us. Start it! I screamed. Lily, start it now! Her hands fumbled with the keys, but then I heard the blessed, grinding sound of the engine trying to turn over. The monster made its choice. It lunged toward the car, claws digging into the road as it charged. I did the only thing I could think of. I threw myself at it. I slammed into its side, the impact sending a burst of pain through my shoulder. It was like hitting a moving tree trunk. For a moment I felt its skin under my hands, wet and boiling hot, pulsing like it was full of angry wasps. It knocked me backward with one swipe, claws tearing through my coat and into my skin. Fire shot down my side as I hit the pavement. But it had slowed. The engine roared to life. Headlights blazed on, burning bright through the rain. The monster screamed, a high, broken sound. Its strange skin seemed to catch the light, boiling and twisting. Where the beams hit, its shape flickered, like it wasn't fully solid. "Mom!" Lily shouted. "Get in!" She threw the passenger door open. I forced myself up, every movement a knife. The monster thrashed in the headlights, torn between attacking me and escaping the painful glare. I stumbled toward the car, my vision blurring. The creature made its final move. It leaped, not at me, but at the car, clawed limbs outstretched. "Drive!" I shouted. Lily slammed her foot on the gas. The car shot forward. The monster hit the bumper instead of the windshield, its body rolling under with a sickening crunch. The front wheels bumped over it, then the back. The whole car jolted, but Lily kept going, her hands white-knuckled on the wheel. I barely managed to throw myself inside and pull the door shut as we sped away down the rain-slicked highway. In the rearview mirror, through the streaming water on the glass, I saw the monster twitch in the middle of the road. Then it went still. We drove and did not stop. Chapter 6, What Stayed Behind. We didn't say anything for a long time. The road unrolled ahead of us, the forest slowly thinning as we got closer to town. The rain softened to a mist. My side burned where the monster's claws had cut me, but the bleeding was slowing. Lily stared straight ahead, eyes wide, face pale, jaw set. "You drove," I said finally, my voice rough. "You saved us." "You distracted it," she answered. You almost died." "I wasn't going to let it take you," I said. "Not after everything. Not ever." Her hands trembled on the wheel. "Do you think it's dead?" I thought of the way its body had flickered in the headlights, the faces shifting under its skin, the way the forest had gone silent before it appeared. "I don't know," I said honestly. "Some things don't die the way we think they do." She swallowed. "Do you think it was always there? Waiting for people on that road?" "Maybe," I said. "Maybe it likes people who are already broken. People who won't be missed right away." She glanced at me, just for a second. "We're not broken." I looked at her profile, the way she gripped the wheel, the tiny line between her eyebrows as she focused on the road. "No," I said softly. "We're not. Not anymore." We reached the first gas station on the edge of town just before my body tried to shut down from pain and shock. Bright fluorescent lights washed over us as Lily pulled into the lot and stopped by the pumps. The normal world looked strange and fake after that road. People walked in and out of the store. A man laughed into his phone. Music drifted out when the automatic doors slid open. We sat there for a moment, the engine humming, the wipers squeaking back and forth. "Mom?" Lily said. "Yeah? We're never taking that road again." "Deal," I answered. We went inside, called for help, reported what happened. The police nodded, wrote things down, exchanged looks they thought we didn't notice. A tow truck headed out in the rain to find my dead car and whatever was left on the road. They said the same words people always say. Probably a bear. Probably a bad crash. Probably your mind's playing tricks after the shock. But they didn't go alone. And when they came back, they were quieter than before. They said they found my car, crushed and torn, blood all over the road. They said they found the man's raincoat, ripped open, but not his body. They did not say what else they saw. Or didn't see. We went home that night to a small apartment that suddenly felt more precious than anything I owned. I bandaged my side. Lily took a long shower, then sat on the couch, wrapped in a blanket. I made us hot chocolate, hands shaking only a little. We put on a movie, but didn't really watch it. The sound of thunder in the movie made us look at each other and then at the locked windows. After a long time, Lily spoke. "Do you think it will come here?" she asked. I thought about the faces I had seen shifting under its skin, like it took its victims with it wherever it went. "I think it belongs to that road," I said. "To people who get stuck there. To the dark between the trees." She nodded slowly. "What if people don't believe us?" she asked. "Then we tell them anyway," I said. "We warn them. We tell them not to stop on that road at night. Not to get out of their cars. Not to ignore the silence in the trees." She pulled the blanket tighter around herself. We sat there, the glow of the TV washing over our faces, trying to pretend everything was normal. But sometimes, late at night, when the house is quiet and the wind brushes against the windows just right, I hear something in my memory that is not the wind. Slow, heavy breathing, like air being pushed through mud. And I remember that empty stretch of highway, that dead animal in the road, that feeling of a presence older and darker than the forest itself. Maybe the tow truck crushed it again when they drove out. Maybe the rain washed what was left of it into the ditch. Maybe it sank back into the dirt and roots, waiting. I do not drive that way anymore. If I see a road lined by tall, dark trees and no lights, I turn around. If the radio cuts out and the forest falls silent, I find another way. Because some places are hungry. And some monsters do not live under your bed or in your closet. They live out there, on the roads you think you know, waiting for the night you get tired, you get careless, you get stuck. Waiting for you to step out of the car. If you reach the end of this tale, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, activate the notifications so you do not miss any new horror stories, give a like to this video, leave your comment telling what part scared you the most, and share this video with your friends so they can feel the fear too.